What's up, guys? Hello, hello, hello. Howdy, hodily. How's everybody doing? Halfway through the week, Wednesday night. Shredsnay night. That didn't come out sounding as cool as I pictured it in my head. Anyway, what's up, everybody? Bald Dracula. Bald Rakuda. I thought you were calling me like Dracula, like the bald Dracula. Bald Rakuda. Okay, that's cool. Hey, I'll take it. Hit the like, everybody. Hit the like. And if you're watching and you're not a subscriber, Why would you be watching if you're not a subscriber? But if you're not, hit that subscribe button too. And if you want to be really awesome, hit the join button and become a member. And you can enjoy the Sunday members live streams as well, and the members only videos that I put out. So anyway, we got a lot of people in here. Rod, Cucumber, Seabass, Raging Skull, Jamie, Raycron, lots of other people too. Six String Stinger's in there somewhere. Time Surfing Alien, Mr. JW, Guitar Zone, Clutch, James, Chris, Dwight. Who am I missing here? Marlon, I see you in there, Marlon. Retro Puffer, Tony, GRB Aquatics, CD Nelson, Captain Craig, Captain, and a lot of the usual suspects. So how'd you guys like that? How did you like the shredding? Now I don't know if you guys have noticed before, but a lot of times when I do like a review video on something like this, where it's kind of like, you know, like just a basic beginner's budget Strat guitar, a lot of times I don't play that same guitar in the Wednesday Night Live. I'll play the nicer stuff, or the stuff that's just a little bit easier to shred on, but like it's kind of these entry level, what they consider to be entry level beginners guitars. I don't always play them in the live stream. But this one, I said it in the video, I'm gonna say it again. Man, this neck is just like, it's just like butter. The only thing that would like put this thing over the top is if it had bigger frets, like jumbo frets, because it doesn't have jumbo frets. It just has kind of like medium-sized frets. If it had bigger frets, man, I would really be enjoying it. I'm already enjoying it. I mean, it's just like I said before, the shred comes easy on this one. I'm even playing with the idea of like changing the pick guard and putting in like 2 humbuckers, better, more output humbucker, whatever, like a 15K, and then like a 7 or 8K in the neck. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not, because I haven't decided if I'm going to keep this. But boy, I will tell you, if I was a first-time guitar player, like a brand new beginner, and my parents got this for me, I mean, geez, this is so much better than the first guitar I had when I started. I would be overjoyed. Anyway, yeah, the Lekato Strat with the humbucker. Now, Lekato is going to be at the NAMM show. They were at the NAMM show last year, I'm pretty sure. I think they were. So Lekato is going to be at the NAMM show. So I'm curious to see, like, will they have other like newer models on display at the NAMM show? Or is it just this one and the 3 single coil one? I don't know if they've gone beyond that yet. But I'm definitely going to be like eager to go to their booth to see, do they have any newer stuff besides the Strats that maybe hasn't, come out on Amazon yet. But I definitely want to check it out. And even if they don't have it, I'm going to ask them, so you guys have more models coming out? You have maybe a little, more of like a metal version, rather than just like the classic Strat? Something like a Jackson or a Charvel or something like that. Or maybe they'll have like a Les Paul model coming out. That wouldn't surprise me at all. RJ's Cave. And we got Doroteo asking for more lessons for the members only videos. I will be doing another one of those pretty soon, Doroteo, pretty soon. Before the end of the month. That's the promise I will make. There will be another lesson in the members videos before the end of the month, or by the end of the month. Probably. So, anyway, what else? Hey, Wasted Dude, I see you in there. And we got Wayne Sherman, Guitar Bob, and Ubi. Hello, Ubi. Good to see you, man. Original Tyler Durden. All right, I see you in there too. Now, guys, last week I sold, I think, 8 guitars altogether. 7 or 8, I can't remember. I sold all 5 of the ones that I showed you guys last week. All 5 of those showed. I also, anybody notice that the pink stand-up bass is no longer there in against the wall there? Well, that's because I sold that as well. And the pink baritone, remember the pink baritone from G for M? Sold that too. So it was a good week because I really need to like get stuff out of here because it's overwhelming, too much stuff. I do have one guitar in my eBay store right now. The link to my eBay store is in the video description, so I'm not going to put it in the chat if you want to see which one is in there. It's been in there for like a month or so. Now, I also have this one. Okay, I'm going to offer this one up. If nobody takes it, it's going to go in my eBay store. This was a custom order from AliExpress. This is a custom order from AliExpress, and it is a bolt-on neck, 22 frets. It's got jumbo frets. No, they're not stainless steel. The neck is not super thin. It's more like a Strat style neck. Not big and bulky, but just, not Ibanez thin. It's just like a Strat neck. I don't remember what the radius is. I upgraded both of the pickups to high output humbuckers. That's a humbucker, hot rail style. They're floor pickups. So ceramic high output floor pickups. Plays good, sounds good, looks beautiful. If anybody is interested in this, $199 with free shipping. We'll just do free shipping, unless you live in like Alaska or something like that and the shipping is outrageous. But anywhere in the continental United States, $199 free shipping. If I don't get any takers, it will go up in my eBay store, $199 free shipping. So if you're interested and you're thinking, yeah, I might want to get that, just send me an email, thebaldshredder@gmail.com. thebaldshredder@gmail.com if you're interested in getting this before I stick it on eBay. $199 through PayPal, free shipping. Okie dokie. Putting it back down. Seabass, you wanted that stand-up bass, huh? Yeah. I don't know if they're still making those, but when they were selling those, they had them in their eBay store. And they were like $800 or 800 something plus shipping from Vietnam. So it was not an inexpensive instrument, let me tell you. No free steak knives. Sorry, no free steak knives. I might throw something else in the box, though, with the guitar. You never know. You never know. Groove guitars on eBay. Yes, I was looking at those. So, Guitar Max reviewed one of their Strats. It was just like a basic Strat with the pick guard and the 3 single coil pickups. I think he later changed out the pick guard, like with a loaded pick guard with a humbucker and other stuff. But if I remember, he gave it like a pretty good review. So I don't know if I'll ever get a groove guitar on my channel. All I can say is maybe. It's always a possibility. But it is on my radar now, kind of. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh, Wasted Dude, you got your Tornado. Is that the one with the Floyd Rose style bridge? The double locking trem? You talking about that one? Because I'm supposed to have one on the way. I just haven't gotten it yet. Stainless steel cat pan. Yeah. Yeah, you never know, right? Sienna, if you're talking about the orange guitar, the one that I'm selling, yes, it was basically modeled after a Charvel. They had a Charvel, I think it was called the Dreamsicle, that was very similar to that, but not exactly this. I think it had chrome hardware and a cream pickup ring, but I wanted black hardware and a black pickup ring and whatever. Jim asking if I'm going to do any more collab videos with Max. I'm sure we will, but there's nothing on the docket at the moment. Like we don't have like a planned collab. So, I mean, you know, I'll see him probably next week at the NAMM show, and maybe we'll talk about something. I don't know. I mean, you never know. Stuff just comes up. You know, if we have an idea or he has an idea, it kind of depends on his schedule. You know, if he has an idea, he's like, "Hey, we should do a video together." Of course, I'm always going to say yes. Do I buy guitars from Temu? Okay, wasted dude. I guess you're talking to me. Have I bought? I've gotten guitars from Temu, but I think there are always sponsored videos where they sent me the guitars. So speaking of guitars from Temu, guys, Thursday next week, I will have a Chibson from Temu. It's a Les Paul. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's a Chibson Les Paul. I'm not going to tell you what the graphic is or what the design or what it looks like, but it's a Chibson Les Paul. It's a sponsored video, so I had them send it to me. But it's the same guitar that anybody could buy because I found it on their website and I was like, hey, how about that one? Can you send me that one? And then they did. So that'll be in the video Thursday next week. So a week from tomorrow. And I have like some really good pros on this guitar and some pretty major cons. So pros and cons, like really good stuff and then some like really not so good stuff. Thursday next week on that one. And yeah, you can buy not just like the chips and stuff, but on Temu they have the brands that we know. Like they sell the Leo James guitars, the Fesleys, the West Creeks, most of the stuff. And sometimes the prices are even cheaper than Amazon. Jamie, thank you for the travel and burrito fund for the NAMM show next week. Yes. Superjet saying, did I see that Herman Lee reviewed the Firefly Lynch Tiger? I saw that there's a video because somebody posted about it in the Facebook Firefly group. Somebody posted the video, but I didn't actually watch the video. So yes, I know he did that, but I haven't watched it. Do I endorse Temu guitars? Wasted dude. Temu doesn't make guitars. Temu is like Amazon. They just sell stuff from different sellers. So there's really no Temu guitar. All the guitars that you can get on Temu, you can also get like either on eBay or AliExpress or Amazon, stuff like that. Do I endorse them? No, I don't endorse them. I'm not sure what you mean by, do I recommend them? Some of them are good. Some of them, not so much. Just depends on which one you get. Like I said, it's all different sellers, different factories, different manufacturers. Devotee, what's going on, dude? Oh, that's true. Oh, well, no one cares. Yes, when Leo Jaymz came out with the PRS style guitar, you could only get it on Temu. I remember they didn't put those on Amazon. And I don't know if they're done with that model, because I've never seen that model on Amazon. If I remember, I'll try to ask Leo at the NAMM show, like, are they still going to make that or what? And we got Ambidex guitarist, Shredder Level 2. Thanks, bro. Became a member. Awesome. Love it. Yeah, like JW says, Temu is just a marketplace. They're not making their own guitars. They're just a marketplace like Amazon or eBay. Think of it like that. Amazon, eBay, AliExpress, it's just like that. So, I'm sorry, guys. I'm reading the comments here because I want to make sure like I'm not missing anything important. Wasted Dude. They do sell guitars that get made by small copycat companies. They do, absolutely. I just said I got a Chipson. I got a Chipson from Temu. Yes, they sell those. But my point is, it's different sellers making those and selling them. Temu is just like the middleman. I'm not sure what the confusion is. Ask about the hard and soft cases that came with the Hurricane Deluxe. What do you want to know about the cases? What about them? What do you want me to ask? Like, are they going to continue to do that, or which guitars come with that? Handsome Ellie! Handsome Ellie! Welcome, dude. So, another thing that I think I'm going to be doing, guys, in the new year, because I almost forget, like, yeah, we're already in the new year. We're in 2026. It is the new year. I'm strongly thinking about doing this, that I'm going to come out with a new Lekato guitar. It will be made by IYV, of course, just like all the other Lekato guitars, the recent Lekato guitars. But it's not going to be a dinky shape. It's not going to be a Strat shape. I want to come out with my own model, a Lekato guitar that is a pointy guitar, a heavy metal pointy guitar. You know, we got the pointy guitars like the Jacksons, you know, like well, if we go back to sort of the classic odd-shaped guitars, the Explorer, the Flying V, things like that. And then you've got the Jacksons, like the Randy Rhoads and the King V and the Kelly. And then we've got the Ibanez Destroyer, right? All these pointy, metal-looking guitars. And I want to come up with a design that is a pointy, metal-looking guitar, but it'll be a Lekato, and have a handful of those made and then offer them up for sale in my eBay store. Oh, BC Rich. How could I forget BC Rich, right? All those crazy pointy guitars. A lot of like pointy 80s guitars out there. You know what? It's really hard to come up with a cool design that hasn't already been done. Right? Okay, you think like pointy guitar. Let me draw like a shape. So yeah, I could draw a shape that like, hey, nobody's ever done this shape before. Yeah, but it looks ridiculous and it's ugly, and that, you know, there's a reason why people copy the same shapes over and over. The Explorer, right? The Flying V. Why do they make just variations of that? The star shape, you know, the Jackson star shape. Because those look cool, and it's really hard to do something that's never been done before, that doesn't look like one of those shapes that already exist. Come up with something and have it still look really cool. So, but that's my goal. My goal is to come up with like a cool looking guitar shape, pointy. But another part of the goal, guys, is not like, I don't want it to be big and bulky. So let me show you the Destroyer again, right? Here's my Destroyer. I love the Destroyer. Amazing guitar. Plays great, sounds great. But man, there's so much bulk out here. All this, I mean, think about it. Here's the bridge and stuff. What's all this for? Well, it's just for looks. And this thing weighs 10 pounds, man. Plays great, sounds great, but very bulky. So I want an 80s looking pointy guitar that's more streamlined, a little more smaller, if you know what I mean. A little more ergodynamic. All right, it's safe. I can leave it there. So I'm working on a design and I'm looking at some other like existing designs for inspiration and going, okay, how can I take that design, change it a little bit so that people don't look at my guitar and go, dude, you're just copying that shape. And so that's kind of what I'm doing. And I want to come out with that like in the springtime, because IYV will be on like their holiday. They have like it's more than a month, I think. It starts in February and then they come back to work in March. So I can't put in like a custom order right now because they're already done with custom orders before their break. I mean, it's the same thing every year. It's the same thing every year. So realistically, we're looking at like, I would be talking to them in March about it and then maybe get it in like May. So it's, still it's 5 months away at least still. Yeah, exactly. So Slam RN there talking about like one that you can fit in a guitar case, right? Not something that sticks way out or something you could fit in a gig bag. Something that's like still cool, not overly huge and bulky and feels awkward, but small enough that I can hold it and play it comfortably and hopefully still be under 7 pounds. That's my goal, under 7 pounds. And but still be pointy and look metal and shred and have the thin neck and the jumbo frets and the 2 high output humbuckers, all the usual stuff. Reverse headstock, of course. I don't know if it would have to be chambered because the body might be small enough, Seabass, with the way it's cut, the design that I'm looking at right now, it might not even need to be chambered. But if it did, they could chamber it. They chambered that strap body and got that thing down to less than 7 pounds. So we'll see. What's my favorite neck profile? Really thin, like slim. It doesn't have to be a D. It doesn't have, but I mean, I like my custom necks when I do the Lekato guitars from IYV. They're so thin that they're almost like a D shape, but really it's more like a C shape, but it's a really thin C shape. So real thin. I like them thin and then also narrow. I don't like wide necks like the Ibanez necks. So kind of narrow and thin because I don't have big Paul Gilbert or Steve Vai fingers. So you want active pickups in a Leo Jaymz, huh? Well, you can always, you can put active pickups in any guitar, I think, can't you? Handsome Ellie says he loves the SG Flying V Zakk Wylde guitar. Okay, that's cool. I'm not a big fan of that shape where it's got like the SG in the front and then the pointy V's in the back. Not a big fan of that, but everybody loves what they love, right? We all like different things, and that's what makes the world cool. Have I been working on Metal Dude's guitar? I have not. I have not put those skull tuners on Metal Dude's guitar yet. I should really get to work on that, huh? Oh, Slam, you got small hands like me. So you probably would like the same kind of necks that I have. Biggest aha moments for me. Oh, boy. Here's one of them. A big aha moment for me was I used to think all the fast picking, like by like Paul Gilbert and Ingve and everybody who does all the really fast picking, I thought it was just double picking. Like they were just picking as fast as they could and just kind of moving their fingers around, you know, like you might do on one string, like, and I thought everything was just double picking. And then somebody told me like it's not double picking. They're picking each note individually. That's why it's called alternate picking. And that's why I went, oh, so I have to slow down a little bit and pick each note. And then, of course, you know, over the years, my speed and accuracy got faster and better. So now when I play fast, I'm trying to pick each individual note rather than just like trying to double pick, you know. It has to line up. The picking has to line up with the finger movement over here. You want a Leo James chrome body, like the Satriani one. I'm guessing that it's expensive to do that kind of a thing on a guitar. I'm guessing. I don't know. I have no idea like what the process is, but I would guess that that's more expensive than like a regular paint job. I don't know. So other stuff that's coming up this year, guys, is as I've mentioned before, and probably a lot of you guys have already heard me say this, there is going to be, no, I didn't sell the Solus Max. It's right there behind my head. There it is right there, hanging on the wall. There is going to be an official bald shredder Leo Jaymz Monsoon coming soon. I think they're already like on the way across the ocean on their way to Amazon. So yes, there's going to be an actual bald shredder Monsoon, and on the back of the headstock, it's going to say the or I think it says bald shredder special edition, and it's got my signature on the back of the headstock. So that's coming pretty soon. I don't know. You know, I give up on predicting like when they're going to be up on Amazon because I never know. But I think they're on their way across the ocean or almost on the way. And that will come in 4 colors. And there's only 25 of each color. So 100 total. That's it. That's all he did. And I picked the 4 colors. I said, do one in this color, 4 colors. I'm not going to tell you what the colors are. So 25 of each color. And technically, there's going to be less than 100 because I'm getting one. And then he's probably keeping one of each color to take pictures for the Amazon listing, right? And I just found out a few days ago that bald shredder Monsoon, it's not going to be at the NAMM show. I thought he was going to have it on display at the NAMM show, and then at the end of the show on Saturday, he was going to let me take it home. But he just messaged me a few days ago and said he's sending it directly to my house. And then I said, okay, are you going to have another one? Are you going to have another bald shredder Monsoon on display at the NAMM show? And he said no. So that's kind of disappointing. I mean, on the one hand, I'm glad it's coming directly here, so it's not going to be touched by a million people, the one that I'm getting. But I'm also bummed that there won't be a bald shredder Monsoon on display at the NAMM show, right? Because that would be cool. People will be like, who the heck is it? What? Bald shredder? Who's that? What's that? Anyway. And I don't know how soon am I going to get it? I don't know how he shipped it. Probably by air, I would imagine. I mean, I can't imagine he's going to send it to me by boat. But I won't do a video on it until they're on Amazon. There's no point in like, oh, I've got it. And now here's the video. Here's the Monsoon, but you can't buy it yet. So I'll get it, and then I'll start working on a video. And then as soon as I see that they're on Amazon, then boom, I'll come up with the video. Dave, you're not going to the NAMM show? Oh, no, I think you're pulling my leg. You're making a joke, right? You're making a funny. I see the LOL. You're saying you're not going because there's not going to be a bald shredder monsoon. Ha 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 ha. Hardy har har. You're still going, right? I'm looking forward to meeting the 6-string Stanger at the NAMM show. How many versions of the Monsoon are there? Geez, I've kind of given up, Craig, because it was at a point where it was like, it was version 3. Version 3 had like those big locking tuners. And then they've come out with like multiple colors after that. And I think the tuners got smaller, but they didn't send me every version. I got up to like the 3rd version, and then that was kind of it. And then I got the deluxe one as well. I got the deluxe one, the red deluxe one, which I still have, of course. But after that, it's like, I don't need 10 monsoons, so. Dave, I'm also not a fan of those Roman numeral fret inlays. But again, he does what he wants. He didn't ask me about it. He just did it. But I'm not really a fan of those either. I'd rather just have the dots. But whatever. I think I'm still getting one of those guitars with the double locking trim with the, 2 humbuckers and the single coil. All right, Dave. Yeah. So you are going to the NAMM show. I'll see you there. I'll be walking around with my beard detector. Beep, beep, set for powerful beards. Beep, 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 beep. There's Dave, beard detector. I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm sure I will run into Dave. We'll probably be hanging out at the Leo James booth a bit, I'm sure. No, I'm not doing a giveaway soon. I don't have plans for any kind of giveaway. Seabass, you got your Lekato shirt yesterday. Awesome. I hope it fits. Does it fit? Wait till I see your son's beard. Oh man, my beard detector is gonna be like, beep, 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 beep. Beard detector. Yeah. So here's another cool thing. So speaking of the NAMM show, Marlon, I don't have any ridiculous offers of the week. I do not. I don't have any ridiculous offers. Speaking of the NAMM show, I just saw yesterday, I think on Facebook, they posted ERT. ERT guitars? Remember I did the pink one? The pink one that I said was like my Charvel? ERT Guitars says they're going to be at the NAMM show. I don't know if they've ever been at the NAMM show before. They definitely were not there the last couple of years since they've been on my radar. Maybe they were there before that. I don't remember seeing them there, but not last year. So I'm glad that ERT's going to be there, and I'm definitely going to be going and checking out their stuff and talking to those guys and see if they've got any like new stuff they might want to send my way so I can do another video on an ERT guitar. So that's kind of exciting. Chapman Guitars is going to be there. Rob Chapman's going to be there. If you guys remember last year, I briefly talked to Rob Chapman when I was live streaming, and I handed him my card, and then I did a few email exchanges with somebody at the company, and at first they were like, oh yeah, we'll send you a guitar. And then it was like, their enthusiasm just seemed to go, oh, and nothing ever came of it. So I plan to walk over there and be like, hey, what's up, chappers? I don't know if I'm ever going to get Chapman to send me something or not. We'll see. The other brand is Fujigen, which is a Japanese brand. They're made in Japan. I talked to those guys last year and sent them an email right after the NAMM show, and they were like, oh, yeah, well, it sounds good. We'll send you something in the springtime. And then nothing ever came of that, but they will be there again as well. So I'll go over and talk to those guys again and, try to get the connections in there. And if you remember last year, that's when I talked to the guy at Jet Guitars, and I was able to get my first Jet guitar. It's on the rack right there. It's the last one right there, sitting right there. Finally got a Jet guitar, did a review on that, but they haven't, nothing since, just that one time. So I'm going to talk to that guy again, if it's the same guy. And Jet Guitars is the same. It's the same company that owns Jet and Spira or Spira. I don't know how you say it. And the Spira or the Spira, those are the more like metal guitars. So I'm going to try to convince the guy like, hey, you guys need to send me one of the Spira or Spira guitars, because that would make more sense for my channel. Maybe I can get something like that. Mad Hatter, what's up, dude? Good to see ya. Ambidextrous. I have not watched Anderton's video on the Ibanez. I have seen pictures of a bunch of the new Ibanez guitars, the real modern looking ones, right? I've seen the pictures, but I haven't really watched any videos on any of them. Which Jet did I get? I'll show it to you. The video was a while back because I think it was like in the springtime. Of course, when they said you can pick the one you want, of course I picked this one because hardtail, 2 high output humbuckers. Look at that. 1 volume and a 3-way switch, 24 frets, jumbo frets, relatively thin neck. It's almost like I designed it myself, right? And yes, it's a killer guitar. Absolutely. CD Nelson! You need your reading glasses. Yeah. You and me both. If I take my glasses off, like I can still read the comments, but they're all blurry. They're all blurry. Sucks getting old, right, guys? Yeah, if you guys are newer to the channel, I highly recommend that you go to my main channel, click on where it says the Bald Shredder, go to my main channel page, and then click on the thing that says videos and go through. I put out 108 videos last year. 108. So chances are you missed some of them. And if you go through and you look through my old videos, you might be like, whoa, I want to watch that one. That looks cool. Let me see. What's that? Don't just watch the new videos, guys. Go back and watch the old videos too. You're missing some amazing content. Where are the Jets made? Does it say made in something? Let me see. I don't know. It says made in China in the tiniest possible print. I mean, it's tiny. See there? You guys can't even see it. So there's that little symbol, and then it says QC Pass. Under the QC Pass, which is invisible to your eyes, I can't even show it. It's so small. It says made in China, and that's a sticker. Okay, that's cool. Multi-genre production says he listens to my albums on long late night drives. Very cool. I'm glad to hear that. I hope they keep you awake. Kleisman, 71 and still playing. Awesome, dude. I plan to be doing the same. When I'm 71, I'm still going to be... I hope, guys, when I'm 71, I'm still right here talking to you guys and doing what I'm doing. Right? talking about guitars, talking about music, and hopefully you guys will still be here with me. No reason to stop doing it, right? We just keep on going. So yeah, the NAMM show next week, it's on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I'm not going to go on Thursday. I will be there Friday and Saturday. And then I will probably have a wrap-up video that following Monday. Brian's Gate! Have I had any dealings with Lily pickups? Nope, never heard of them. Did I do a video on the Tornado with the Floyd? Not yet. And I have not done the Diamonator video yet either. I might do the Diamonator on the Monday after the NAMM show. It might be like one video where I do the Diamonator plus I talk about the NAMM show at the same time. Or I'll do the Diamonator on Monday and then the NAMM show wrap up like the next day. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. King Cotton returned his jet. Yeah, they can't all be winners, right? Even like expensive custom shop made in the USA, sometimes people get those guitars and it's like, wow, this thing is not good. What happened? So I think that happens with any and every brand. James goes to sleep listening to my CDs. Really, James? That's cool. I would think all the screeching would like keep you awake and be like, I can't sleep. The gray shredder. Well, you know what? I won't be the gray shredder because I keep shaving my head, so you guys won't see my gray hair. When my goatee grows out a little bit, there's a lot of white in it. A lot of white. Okay, Elantric says hopes to see me at the NAMM show. If you see me, you'll have to say hi because I don't know what you look like, right? If you see me, run over and grab me. Be like, hey, dude. Oh, Musiclily. I thought earlier you said Lily. Yes, of course I know Musiclily pickups. I've done tons of videos on Musiclily pickups. I have Musiclily pickups in a lot of my guitars. Musiclily is one word, by the way. You put a gap in there. That's why I just saw the Lily part. Sorry, guys, I'm getting behind in the comments. Most expensive guitar I own? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'd have to look through and think about that. Opinion of Fesley guitars. I think Fesley guitars have put out some really good stuff, and then stuff that was just like, you know, it's okay. I don't necessarily love it, but I tried to get Fesley to put out like a hardtail shred guitar, like with the jumbo frets and a thin neck, and they made me 2 prototypes, but then they didn't follow through. They dropped it after that. To this day, I don't even know why. And one of these days, maybe pretty soon, I'm going to do a video showing both of the prototypes. One amp, one guitar, go. Okay, I'll take my Line 6 amp right down there, 75 watt Spider 3, I think it is. And my Lekato guitar there with the laser graphic. There you go. Yeah, my most expensive guitar is probably like $70, right? No, just kidding. It's more than that. What's my demo rig for my videos? Okay, I use Line 6 Pod Farm. It's in my computer. It's the software. and I have a little Line 6 interface. I have a whole video on it on my channel. Go to my main channel page, you'll see it. It's like pinned at the top of the page. Line 6 interface. I bought this like 16 years ago. Plug into the interface, it goes into my computer. The software's on my computer where I dial all the amps and everything. Watch the video, Line 6 Pod Farm. So, to answer that question, Corey, yes, I use my little tone port. It's sitting right there. It's literally got one input for my guitar and one knob like for the volume. That's it. Still works. I still use it. I'm a firm believer in the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. See you later, King Cotton. He's got a jam. Later, dude. Yeah, Mad Hatter. I kind of thought the Diamonator was going to be a like a neck through or a set neck. Also, I was a little surprised to see that it was a bolt-on neck, but I don't know about like the actual guitars that Dimebag Darrell used, whether they were the Dean guitars or the Washburn guitars. Was that a neck through or a set neck? Were those bolt-on by any chance? I really don't know the answer to that question, so I'm not sure what the reason was. Do I remember the fretboard radius of the Acklot? No, I have no idea. Not a clue. I'm not a Floyd Rose expert, so I couldn't tell you if it's the same as the Goto. Yeah, I can certainly understand why some of the people are like they're getting their Diamonators and there's like a crack in the neck pocket or something like that, because that thing is so big and so heavy. I could see the potential for it to get damaged in the shipping. It's the shipping. And I did have like one quick little conversation with not with Leo, but another guy at the company about they're having some problems with people getting damaged guitars because of the shipping. And I think it's because the guitar is so big and bulky. Luckily, mine arrived, no issues, no cracks, no damage, nothing. It's perfect. So Dimebag used set neck. Set through neck? It's either a set neck or it's a neck through. That's two different things. Probably his was neck through, I'm guessing. Which Leo Jaymz do I recommend for an old beginner? That's easy. The Monsoon. It's simple. No whammy bar, one volume, nice neck. Even for a beginner, I think that's a good guitar. Single pickup guitar. Are you asking me for pickup recommendations? If you are, I would always recommend Musiclily. That's one word. Music, Lily, on Amazon. They have all kinds of pickups. Any kind of pickup you could want, they have it on Amazon. Yes, I did sell. If you're talking about this one right here, did I sell it? I absolutely did. And he just got it a couple of days ago and he sent me a message telling me how much he loves it. Yeah, Six String Stinger has his Diamonator video going up tomorrow. So he's getting his up before me. So be sure to check that out, guys. Okay, Mad Hatter. So thanks for the clarification. It's not a traditional set neck and it's not a neck through. Interesting. I wonder what it is exactly then. If I remember later, I'll try to look it up and see. Because now I'm curious. Like, well, if what is it then? Are Musiclily pickups wax potted? I'm pretty sure they are. I mean, I don't know if they all are, because I don't know if all pickups are wax potted. They have different levels of pickups. They have like some, cheaper, more inexpensive, and then they have one that are a little more expensive. They have like their pro pickups and then sort of the basic pickups. I don't know if they're all wax potted, but I would say definitely some of them are. Yeah, we're almost at the end of the time, guys. This hour just flew by. Before we finish up, guys, I want to tell you what I'm watching on Netflix this week, and I'm really enjoying it. And I think I have 1 or 2 episodes left. It is not a Netflix original, but it just got put on Netflix this past week. It's got James Franco. I think it's 11/23/63. Is that the number? And he goes back in time to try to prevent the assassination of JFK. Really good show. Highly recommend it. I'm like on the edge of my seat watching it. Good stuff. And it's based on a Stephen King story. 11/23/63. I did have the number right. Yeah. How much did you sell that axe over my shoulder? This one? Talking about that one? I sold it for $499. So Corey, in my experience, the Musiclily pickups have been nothing but top notch. Excellent. Thanks, Mike. I appreciate that. Oh, Robert, you're watching the show. Okay, cool. I'm glad to know that I'm not the only one watching that show. Also, guys, it's looking like coming up, probably next month, I will have my first guitar from Chillcat. So they're calling the company Chillcat, but yet on the headstock it says Bad Cat. So I'm a little confused by that. But I think there's also a Bad Cat amplifier company. So maybe they had to change the name of the company to Chillcat. I don't know. But they just got a hold of me this week and wanting me to review some of their guitars. So hopefully I'll have something for them from them in February. And I do have a video coming out tomorrow, guys. Don't miss it. It is what I'm going to call a motivational video. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, every single one of you guys watching, every single one of you in the chat, you're watching, you're not in the chat, whatever. If you're listening to me right now, you need to watch this video tomorrow. You're going to watch the video tomorrow. And at the end of the video, you're going to be glad you did. You're going to feel better. That's all I'm going to tell you. You're going to be glad. You're going to enjoy the message. I think it's really important, and it is absolutely true, and it applies to everybody. And we all need to hear it. So tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. Don't miss it. And then, of course, I will be here on Sunday for the Sunday members live stream, 4 p.m. California time, Pacific time. And then I'll have another video on Monday, another cool video on Monday, another live stream on Wednesday, another video on Thursday. That'll be the Chipson from Temu. And then after that, it's time for the NAMM show. It's right around the corner. Okay, guys, so that's it. Thanks for watching. Much appreciated. This hour just flew by. Can't believe it. You guys are awesome. Enjoy the rest of your week. Have a great weekend. And I will see you next time. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.